Yo! Welcome back to the Wavetech monthly update for February. This is the second episode in the series where we go over all the insane, ridiculous, and sometimes actually productive stuff we did this month. So let's get into it. Passive mob farm. First of all, let's talk about the passive mob farm project. You might remember that over a year ago I broke nearly 2 million bedrock in an 800 by 800 perimeter just so we could build a passive mob farm. And guess what? A year later, we're finally building it. As you can see, most of the farm has already been built in survival, so let me give you a small rundown on how the farm works. First of all, passive mobs spawn on a 20-second global cycle, which means that we need to synchronize the farm to that timer, which is exactly what this thing here does. The instant a passive mob spawns, those tripwires will detect it and start this 20-second main clock. From that point onward, every 20 seconds the gas in minecarts will be sent to push the passive mobs into the nether portals with their giant hitboxes. Now, here's the silly part. Instead of this Breaking Bad RV, we have a ghast looting system. This basically means that when the farm is running, a ghast will be continuously shooting stationary fireballs, which will then be sent forward to the Los Pollos Hermanos restaurant, where the mobs will be killed for their loot. Inside of the building, you can also see that we have some update suppressed portals, so when the mobs come through them, they will fall straight down into the collection. Update: when I was recording clips for this video, the ghast shot fireballs into the portals, which means the portals are broken, so I will have to repair them. Great. Now, also, this Saturday, we will have a build event where we will start building the perimeter walls designed by Eric. They are massive. In total, they're over 1.2 million blocks in volume, which unfortunately we will have to place by hand, but man, just look at them. They look so amazing. I hope that in the March update I will be able to show you at least one of those walls completely built on SMP, because they look so amazing. Mega Nether Perimeter. Ah yes, the never-ending Mega Nether Perimeter expansions. This month, the Los Santos Quarry has been running a bit more than in January. In total, it's mined over 116 million netherrack and about 13,000 ancient debris. There are still about 2,500 blocks left to go, which, in theory, should take 27 days of continuous runtime. In reality though, considering the server activity, it will probably have some downtime, so it will likely be done sometime in early April. Meanwhile, expansion part 11 is officially done. Why isn't it in quote marks? Well, there's still about 20,000 ancient debris left to mine manually, but let's be real, nobody's rushing to get it. The Infiniboard that I showed last month is prepared and ready to start carving out the area for expansion part 12, which we should be able to launch sometime next week. So after that expansion is done, we will finally be able to build piston bolts all the way to Mexico and Mexico. However, there is still one more quarry that needs to be connected to the network, and that is Brazil. Unfortunately for us, Brazil is super far away south, over 6,000 blocks away from the current south edge of the Mega Nether perimeter. And as you can see, I already built and even tested the next Infiniboard that will get us there, but it will have to wait for a bit until we can actually run it, because this expansion is not really a priority now. And because of how wide it is, over 1,200 blocks, it will consume all the server performance. Piston Bolt Network. Last month I showed you the amazing new Wave Bolt network designed by Carrie, and this time I would like to show you some of the progress on the decoration that our members have built so far. Spawn Perimeter designed by Earthquake. It uses water in the nether, and also it's not fully done yet, because we need to do some update suppression to replace the obsidian in the nether portal frame with quartz blocks, just so it looks nicer. Azalea Leaf Farm, designed by Skews. Main Storage, designed by Skews, but for some reason, it's completely misaligned. This portal is nowhere close to where it's supposed to be. It links us to the chunk loading grid instead. Wave Logo Perimeter, designed by Skews, and something tells me that he really likes designing piston bolt stations. Dripstone Farm, designed by Duder. Once again, this station was completely misaligned at first and had to be rebuilt entirely. Gold Farm, designed by Skews. Iron Farm, designed by Earthquake. And finally, Guardian Farm, designed by Contagious Pow. This is still only a small fraction of the stations that have to be decorated. We actually have an entire spreadsheet to keep track of the progress. Trial Divers. As I record this, the fastest pig in the world goes 0 to 0 kilometers per hour.
Wow.
Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa! Oh
Whoa!
my god! Ah!
Holy! What?
I almost died.
So this isn't really an essential project, but it's still worth mentioning that this month we did a ton of trial diving. So what even is Trial Divers? It's one of Kubik's most recent projects where he made a binary encoded lazy acceleration pig cannon that can shoot us to Minecraft's new trial chambers fully automatically. Why do we even care about trial chambers as technical players? Well, it's mostly about heavy cores, but not necessarily for crafting mazes. You can also physically place them in the world, so they can potentially be used as decoration. And we know at first hand that if a block exists, a skilled builder will make use of it for a giant perimeter decoration. Velazar and I are already on chamber 38, and in total I've personally got 44 heavy cores, so that's pretty nice. Software. You know how when you're building something complicated with inventories, and you realize that you completely forgot about the fill levels? Well, better call Velazar! Over the past couple of weeks, he managed to add an inventory verifier to his and Kiku's mod called Technical Utilities. As I record this, it's not fully out yet, but if you want to get it as soon as he releases it, better join Wavetech Discord server and follow our new public archive channel. Also, Encolier made a program that converts a schematic into material list of raw materials. It is especially useful for big projects where you need to gather a ton of components that you will have to craft. So, instead of telling you that you need an X amount of pistons, the program will break it down to redstone, iron, cobblestone and wood. I can definitely see people using it for builds that require a bunch of crafting. So this month's update was rather shorter than last month, but yeah, that's basically all we got. So make sure to subscribe, join the Wavetech server, and see ya!